Hey everyone, welcome to Storytime. Today we're going to be reading a book that also won an award. Remember we read Frog and Toad and it won a Caldecott Award, and this one is a Caldecott Honor Award book too. It's called The Paper Boy. And we're going to read it here. The Paper Boy, the story and the paintings are by Dav Pilkey. So if we look at the first picture, there aren't any words, but it looks like it's a little town, and it's nighttime in this town, right? Or early morning. It says, "The mornings of the Paper Boy are still dark, and they are always cold, even in the summer. And on these cold mornings, the Paper Boy's bed is still warm, and it is always hard to get out, even for his dog." Yeah, I have a hard time getting up out of bed, especially when it's really early in the morning and it's still dark and my bed is still warm. I don't want to get out. But they do. They get up. He's getting dressed. He turned on the light, putting on his shoes. That's great willpower, right? He didn't want to get up, but he knew he has a job to do, so he's going to get up and do his job. And softly they stepped down the quiet hall, past the door where the Paper Boy's father and mother are sleeping, past the door where his sister is asleep. So even though his parents and his sister get to sleep in their warm bed, he's getting up to go do his job. And down to the kitchen where they eat from their bowls. Isn't that nice? His dog goes with him. His dog does what he's doing. And then out to the garage, where they quickly fold their papers, snapping on green rubber bands and placing them in a large red bag. That's the first step of his job, to wrap up the papers. It's hard to ride a bike when you are loaded down with newspapers, but the Paper Boy has learned how to do this, and he is good at it. And you see him, he has his light on, his bicycle, his dog is coming with him. The Paper Boy knows his route by heart, so he doesn't ever think about which house to pedal to. Instead, he is thinking about other things, big things and small things, and sometimes he is thinking about nothing at all. He was just taking the newspapers to all the homes that ordered them. His dog, too, knows this route by heart. He knows which trees are for sniffing. He knows which bird baths are for drinking, which squirrels are for chasing, and which cats are for growling at. All the world is asleep, except for the Paper Boy and his dog. And this is the time when they are the happiest. Must be nice though. That time of the morning, it's so quiet. But little by little, the world around them wakes up. The stars and the moon fade away, and the skies become orange and pink. I bet that's pretty too, to wake up, to be riding your bike and seeing the sunrise with all its beautiful colors. And when the Paper Boy has delivered his last newspaper, he and his dog race home, and his empty red bag flaps behind him in the cold morning air. Soon they are back home. It is still dark inside, but the sounds of morning are all around. His father and mother are awake and talking softly in their bed, and his sister is downstairs watching Saturday morning cartoons. And back inside his own room, the paper boy pulls down his shade and crawls back into his bed, which is still warm. And while all of the world is waking up, the paper boy is going back to sleep, and his dog is sleeping too. Their work is done. And now is the time for dreaming. That book won an award because of the pictures, how nice the pictures were. But I like the story. I like how the boy, even though it was hard to wake up, he had really good willpower and good work ethic, that he knew that was his job and that's what he had to do. And I like that he didn't grumble about it, and instead he enjoyed it. He enjoyed thinking, having time to think, having quiet time, getting to see the beautiful sunrise. And so, you know, sometimes we can take anything, like if that's, you know, some other kids might grumble, I have to get up when it's dark, or I don't, you know, I have to be out here all by myself when everyone's sleeping. But he had a positive attitude about it, and he enjoyed his job, and I think that that is a wonderful way to be. So enjoy your job today, which is doing your work, right? And do it with joy and find the things that you enjoy. Okay, have a great day.